What's up, party people? My name's Chris, and I'm a bookaholic. I know what you're thinking, Chris. You're just changing your hat, and you're doing a bunch of videos at the same time. Here's my new hat, my fedora. I got this at a thrift store, and I love it. Actually, I got a couple of them. Today, I just want to talk about 4 books that are on my to be read pile, but I think one of them I'm already reading. And so I'm going to talk about that first. All right, here we go. The Will of the Many, James Islington. So, this is my first experience with James Islington. Now, I know he's, written the Licanius trilogy, and people have spoken highly of it. I feel like my lighting is goofy right now. I started reading this. I love the beginning of it. I was very invested. It was very unique. Okay, I was digging it. And then some things happened, and I thought, I got some kind of Red Rising vibes going on here. I don't, I'm kind of unsure what's happening. And so I'm paused on it. And I think I'm going to go back to this, but I also, I think there's a part of me that's like, I would like to, I don't want to be too jerked around, when it comes to the story dynamic. I kind of like settling into the groove. Here's where we are, and then here's where we're going. And, maybe that's to his credit. I don't know where he's taking me, and so that might be part of the great adventure. And so I need to relax a little bit and just let the story continue to develop. But so far, I'm really a big fan of this. But somehow or another, I just got a little uninterested. And I just need to wrestle through a little bit more to see if I'm going to keep going. I want to keep going. I want to actually really like him because I got that Licanius trilogy that I want to jump into next. So we'll see. Here's the other, and I'm a little embarrassed to bring up the fact that I have not read this yet, especially to this community here. And that is Zach Argyle's trilogy here. I mean, there's no excuse, right? Book one, Threadlight, everybody loves this series. What am I doing not finishing the series? So I gotta get going on this. All right, so my intention is to read these. And honestly, it's not like the font is, merciless. I mean, they are great. They feel great. I don't know where I got these from, but they're not signed. Alas, one day maybe. Nothing but praise. I have heard only amazing things about these books. So I don't know why I haven't started these yet. It's like I have all these books that I'm reading, and then I keep buying books. Are you familiar with that? Oh yeah, it's called being a bookaholic. So, anyway, I'd like to get to these. I haven't even started them yet, and partly, I think that's what it is. I'm looking for a book that just snags me, which is kind of why right away this was working. I'm like, hey, let's go. I'm all in. And then I'm like, I'm not all in. I'm kind of partly, I'm leaving partly. All right, so I'll come back to that. But I do need to go after Zach Argyle. Everybody loves this book. I know the cover is hilarious, okay? He needs stitches. Can we acknowledge that? He needs some stitches. I mean, and he might actually need eyes. It seems like his pupils are extremely dilated. This is a monster book, right? And I know that a number of people love this book. Why have I not started it? Well, maybe because the cover is so freaking weird. The distant tolling of the death knell was growing irritating. Madame Genevieve Goss needed little reminder that her queen, patient, friend, and erstwhile lover was dead. That's the first line. I don't know. The next book I blame on Philip Quintrell. The Ranger Archives. Court of Assassins, Volume 1. Here's the struggle. I don't even know where to begin with these books. I think there's two separate series, and I'm not sure if this is the series I'm supposed to begin. Well, there's the Echo Saga, which is the Rise of the Ranger. And then there's the Ranger Archives, and this is the first book in that series. So maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe they're not connected. If you know, let me know. Should I start with these, or do I need to start with... I know it's a separate series, but I guess what I'm wondering is, the Echo Saga, does that... Like, is this an offshoot of that, or is this a completely unique separate series altogether? But I've heard nothing but great stuff. These are all indie authors, by the way. Although Islington might not be, now that I think about it. But Philip C. Quaintrell and Corey Zucker and Zach Argyle are all self-pubs, so that's kind of cool. And last but not least here, and I don't know why I picked this up. I know why I picked this up. I love Dungeons and Dragons. I'm terrified to read this book because I just, first of all, maybe it's because they have the movie kind of vibe picture on the front. This might be a complete disappointment. Honor Among Thieves. Like, I don't even know if this book is just based on the movie or if this book is a separate kind of spin-off. Like, is it... Why did I buy it? I mean, that's the question. And again, the reason I bought it is it said Dungeons and Dragons on the front of it. But I'm a moron sometimes. You know, I admit that. Sometimes I'm not the smartest duck in the pond. And this J. Lee Johnson has a number of books that they've done on their own. So I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned. If anybody's read this book, let me know. Because there's a part of me that's like, I don't know if I'm ever going to read this thing. I mean, I'd like to, but you know. Okay. And I think I said there was only about 4 books, and then I've added about 3 more. Here's the last one. This I started, and I'm actually really liking. The writing in this is pretty darn good. I don't really know what this is. Like, I think it's fiction, just straight up. I don't think it's fantasy. Maybe it is. But it's kind of this father-son angst, maybe. Some struggles, and I don't know. So I might have a review for this later. I've heard people say that book is a bit of a gut punch. So we'll see. Anyway, here's a few of the books that I'm playing around with, thinking about. And I'm curious what you're reading. I always love to hear that anyways. Part of this is, I'm just feeding the addiction. So I love this stuff. And